Hello my YouTube friends. So I wanted to make this video and basically debrief about my race this past week. And I'm sorry for the lighting being bad. Our power is actually out, and so I don't have a light in here. It's just like the window coming in, and that's all I have. So what I wanted to talk about is how that struggles actually can make you great. And the reason why that they make you so great is that they make you thankful. They make you thankful for all the times that you don't have to struggle, or that you are able to push through the struggles that you're actually dealing with. In my race, I actually ended up third, and that was third out of 3 riders. And when I come through the first lap, let me back up. This was an 11-mile track. On mile 3, I literally started crying. My wrists were already numb. I couldn't feel my fingers. Or my wrists weren't numb. My wrist hurt. My fingers were numb. Couldn't feel my fingers. I couldn't pull my clutch. Couldn't pull my brake. And by about mile 5, and this was of my first lap, by about mile 5, my shoulders were on fire. They hurt so bad. I couldn't hold on. I would try to go faster, and I couldn't hold on. I couldn't go faster. And so I was really having a little bit of a pity party. And I was just very frustrated, because I felt like it was just unfair that I was working so hard and I couldn't do any better. And I realized whenever that I come through that lap, in fact, probably by mile 7, I had already convinced myself that we were just going to do that one lap. I was going to call it a day and be done. And then I was like, no, I am not. I'm going. And I realized I still got 3rd place. I did 3 laps. I didn't better myself. I didn't do anything. At that point, I was not racing against anybody else out there except for myself. And I was going to beat whatever it was that was convincing me that I couldn't. And it was weird, because at one point, I literally heard in my dad's voice, I heard him say, "Sis, I wish you wouldn't take after me so much and feel like you have to push so hard and prove yourself. But since you did, and since I ingrained that in there, you got to push like hell." And that was his voice. It was very audible, because that's not anything that I would have said anyway. And I just was like, all right, well, we're going for it. And when I come through scoring, I kept going. And then when I got through that 2nd lap and I saw that white flag, I was like, well, I guess we're going for a 3rd lap, even though I probably shed more tears in that race than I have in a long time. And it was just a battle. And it was not a battle. That track was awesome, and I would have loved to have been able to ride that track and race that track, but it just wasn't in the cards for me. And I have become eternally grateful for every time that I'm able to throw my leg over my motorcycle, and it's the same in the gym. Every rep that I'm able to do in the gym, I am so grateful for, because I realize how far that I've come, and how far behind that I could be if I didn't have this mentality. I just have such an appreciation for every movement, everything that I'm able to do. I'm just thankful that the struggle has made me what it is, and that I do have to work so hard for them. I've realized I'm not in competition with anybody else. I can't be, because every day for me is a new day, and I don't mean that always in a good way. some days are much, much worse than others. And I have a choice, and I choose to fight. And sometimes, though, mentally, it does get almost more than I can bear. And I'm so thankful then that I do have the support system that I have and the family that I have, and that I do have people who are on my side and are cheering me on. And I think this would be so much more difficult if I didn't have that support group, or if I had people who were like, you know what, you should just sit down and rest, and you should just take a day. And I don't have those people. Not that the people in my life are insensitive. They just know how I am, and they know it probably wouldn't do any good to tell me that anyway. So, but I realize that I am fighting against myself. I'm fighting against my body. I'm fighting against lupus, and I realize how easy it would be to just throw in the towel, to be defeated. And I don't mean like just to give up and not do anything, but just to take a day and just to sit on the couch and not go to the gym and not do a race or not finish a race because it's just too hard. And people wouldn't blame me. People wouldn't fault me, and they would just understand. But I can't do that. I realize that maybe because of the disease, that's what's supposed to happen, and that's what normal people, that's what happens, is you decide that you're only this good, or you can only do this much. But I believe in miracles, and I pray for my miracle every single day. And I feel like right now I am doing everything I can and doing my part to live out the miracle that I am in right now. And it's unfolding before my eyes. Like, I sometimes have to pinch myself of like, is this really true? Have I really, I don't want to say beat it, because I still have a lot of issues, but have I overcome a lot of the problems that I was having? And so I am thankful for the miracle that I am being given, and I'm not taking that for granted. I realize that I may not ever be the fastest. I mean, I may not be the top of a competition, or win a championship, but I will always give 110%. Now, my 110% changes. Some days it's not very much, and other days it's better than anybody else's, and it just really depends on what I'm going through and how my body is responding that day. In my race, I had a moment, like about mile 3, where I really did have a true pity party. And I mean, I started crying, and I don't know that I was crying so much because of the pain as I was because of the frustration. Because I didn't think it was fair that I was having all of these issues when I have made the commitment. I've done the work. I've made the sacrifice. I've done what needs to be done to be where I need to be in my competitive self. And I get up every morning at 5:15 so that I can go to the gym and work out. I give up the foods that I know are going to cause inflammation. And there's a lot of foods that I've given up. I do what needs to be done. I sweat, and I'm still struggling so much. And I just got to the point where I was like, this is not fair. It's not. I have worked for this. I've done what I need to do. I'm so much more of a better writer, and I can't even perform because of what I'm going through. And then I realized, you know what? There's people who have the very same thing that I have, who can't even walk, who can't even work, whose quality of life is so bad that they just couldn't imagine even thinking about doing what I do. So I consider myself blessed. And I realize that my struggle is what gives me purpose. And so even though I say, it gives me purpose, I would rather not bear that cross. I would give it up if I were given the choice, but I'm not given that choice. And I have it for a reason. I'm supposed to bless people with it. And so I'm going to use it to do what I do. I will fight. I will not let it get me. I know that I am much better off because of my struggle, and that I am stronger because of my struggle. And so what I say to you and what I want to leave you with today is, don't let your struggle get you down. Like, whatever you're going through, whether it's emotional, physical, financial, whatever your struggle, you show it who's boss. You kick it in the teeth, and you will come out stronger because of it. I believe in you, and I know you can do it. I love you. I wish you have a blessed day, and stay safe.